Hey, Love and War fans, you can watch Love and War on Spotify also. And if you're subscribed to Spotify Premium, you don't get any Spotify ads on my video. Go to Spotify now and check out all my episodes and leave a comment while you're at it. Thank you. Only nice comments, please.
Dominick, the Dominator!
That is the dark sides of us that don't work, but they work perfectly for war. You can love somebody and still beat them up. Name of the show came up because I think when I look at all my friends that I fight with, you know, because we all kick it with just usually other fighters, because, you know, what else do you kick it with when you're training? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I realized like most of my friends had big families and relationships, marriages, whatever. And when they'd get done training, they're all just like, man, I got to go home. And then they're in another war at home. They're dealing with whatever they're dealing with, trying to get their family to love them or whatever else. And then at the same time, when they go to the gym becomes the savior. So I was like, man, I wonder where we're all at, like as fighters in the conversation of love and war, because it seems like when my friends would go home, they're at war. And when they come to the gym, that's when they're loving their life. But really you would think it's opposite.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not, because love to me is harder than war for guys like us. Like it's easy to just shut everything off and go fight somebody and feel better about it. But it's hard to go home and deal. How do you feel today?
Yeah,
how do I feel today? And have to sort through all that. That takes real maturity. That takes real like being ready to give, you know? And when you're in fighting and you're just going out and trying to kill somebody, it kind of gets dumbed down and none of that shit has to exist.
Yeah, like this camp, I was going through some crazy shit, and like I was just playing on another show. I lost $300,000 in jury and shit. Fuck around with this crazy ex. And I couldn't sit still. Whenever I go home and I lay down, it was just like my brain's running. The only time I was free was in the gym.
Saying that.
Now you ain't got no time to think about it. You got to think about this punch coming at your head, you know? And you're really zapped in on your work. And so it is your church.
Weird, right? And that's why I like to talk about it, because which do you think is harder, coming from a loving place or coming from like a war-torn place? Like that, attacking or being in each scenario, which one do you think is more difficult? Coming from a loving place or coming from a place where I'll just fuck you up?
It's more difficult, like in what terms?
Like, what do you think is more difficult to be?
More loving or more fucking people up? Like,
yeah.
I feel you. Interesting. I say more loving.
You think it's easier or harder?
Harder.
I do too. That's why that's the name of the show, because we're all some of the toughest, strongest people would think, because of the way we eat punches and the damage we take. But at the end of the day, that's actually more comfortable for us than being in a loving conversation or a loving relationship, because in that type of relationship, you got to give to the other person. And in fighting, all you got to do is just win. It becomes so raw and like nice and like, it's like relief, you know?
Yeah, that's
and
deep, brother.
The other one is just like, man, it's a lot of work. Like, not that it can't be done. So that's the big question too. For all artists, not just mixed martial artists, but for all artists, how do they balance the conversation between love and war in their life? To create their art, to create what they're good at. You know what I mean? How do you do it? Like dealing with that huge amount of loss, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's a lot of drama to have to deal with before a fight that we don't want to ever deal with. But at the same time, how much of that is the way I love, and then I bring that to facilitate the way that I go to war? Like, how much of that do you think you actually fuel yourself off of to go in there and get the job done? Like all that havoc, all that like stress.
I be saying this dumb. I say like, because it took me to like, I want to say, I think it was right before the Ruffy fight. I'm 50 fights in, and all of a sudden I did fucking some edibles. I don't do edibles or none of that shit, but I tried it one time and I kind of like OD'd where.
Before the fight?
Yeah.
Like how far before the fight?
Oh, like a month or so.
Oh, that's
that's no big deal.
And
so I fucked around. I'm gonna take a little edible to kind of like help me sleep or something. I was supposed to take one. I took the whole pack. You know, I thought it meant the whole thing. You know,
Hey, you're not even a new weed smoker. Come on, man.
But it's different with the edibles. It's different.
Why
that's
would
what
you
I said. That's that strong shit. And so I come up with this new, like, holy shit, I am fucking nuts. Like, friends have told me, like, you gotta be kind of nuts to go into a cage, you know? But it was just to me, like, I thought, like, to me, it's some streets. I actually thought I'm really smart, is that I know something about fighting that most people don't know. And I am right about that. I've been able to prove that, but in ways it's still fucking nuts. The fact that we go in there and fight to the death, you know? You're kind of psycho to do that, bro, you know? And so I always go, like, when you say getting through this thing, it's like, I'm like, I don't know how I got through it, you know? Especially with me, I feel like mine aspect's a little bit different than most in terms of, you said like your friends are the friends at the gym. My friends are the guys in the streets. And so I got one foot in the same guy.
For me, they're the same guy. The guys in the streets are usually the guys in the gym. That's why they're in the gym, because they're trying. For my guys, my friends,
but these guys won't touch a gym. You know, they're afraid to do that type of work. They don't want to get tired. They don't want to do that. They want to do some other type of activities, you know, and stuff like that. Bad shit. And it's just like, what I'm more so saying is like, I got 3 baby mamas of drama and all this different stuff that you go through as a fighter. Those are the outside things that get to a fighter when you talk about this love and this war.
Yep.
And so it'd be dark, but it's like I go through those things where people are playing with your love, you know, and you love everybody and you're trying to be good by everybody, but some people are playing with your love. And so it sees a bad side sometimes. You're dealing with all these different emotions. You're dealing with all this at the same time, trying to like sober up from tobacco and get into a fight camp and diet and all these different pressures that come in with all that. It's too much sometimes.
That's exactly what I'm saying. And it's like, how much of that, you know, you're saying all that stuff is heavy.
Nuts, bro.
It's heavy outside of the fight, but now you're in war in the fight camp and you're also in war out of it. And how do we draw the line between the two? It's because from my experience of especially fighters, there's not a lot of experience we have in just being loving people. Like I was creating hell in my life outside of the octagon, to where I was always just in where I used the same frequency in the gym as I did when I got out.
And women can understand you. The women can't understand you, like what you're dealing with your emotions and what you're going through.
Of course they can't understand that.
And we're nuts too, yeah. And so we're up and down, you know.
Yeah, in fight camp, it's like that.
It's raw.
Yeah, it's like that.
And that's when I lost all the women. Is the most is during fight camp broke, but every girl I've ever been in, get out of here, you know.
Well, that's kind of what this is about, and it's not just about romantic love either. It's about, what about my mom? What about my brother?
Yeah.
What about an old coach that just did something to you in regular life that now you got to get back into camp, and this guy's your coach? And it's like, man, how do I get back on track? Because I need him for the war stuff, but then when I go back into life, he's fucking me over. Now the two worlds merge together, and now I got war everywhere. Now the question is like, do I need that though? That's what I've been in this question, man. Like, do I need this havoc everywhere to fuel my mentality to show up and fuck everybody up? Because you know what I mean? That's a real question, right? What do you think? Something? Please.
I was afraid to come on this podcast.
Why?
Because I was fighting Jeremy.
Yeah.
I know you and Jeremy rock together.
Yeah, but I rock with you too. That's my boy, though. I love Jeremy.
But
it's my brother.
That's exactly.
He's my brother.
And I wouldn't expect nothing less, but for you to do the best for your brother.
Yes.
You feel me? You're supposed to, hey, when it's comes to fucking time that comes to war, you better pick a fucking side, you know? And you better pick his side, you know? I expect that, you know? It's war stuff. And so you're such a cunning guy. You're real slick and real sharp at, I could say the wrong word, and be around you too long, and you could pick up things from a fighter. You know what I mean? And so I didn't want to go here with my guard up, you know, where I'm like, man, I can't be myself right now.
No, be yourself.
Can't be myself, because I'm like, hey, I just had an injury. I just had surgery within a month. You know, like for instance, I was supposed to fight August. I had surgery. I blew my knee 2 days before the fight. Had surgery and fought a month later.
Yep.
And I ended up fighting it in December.
Meniscus.
Yeah. I fight in December. Then from there, I'm fighting in February. Then from there, I'm fighting in May. You know what I mean? I'm fighting every 2 months. What fighter you know that's doing that, done them after coming off a knee surgery, you know? And so I want you to be like, hey, Jeremy, you just came off a knee surgery, blah, 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 you know? And I would expect that out of you, you know?
I would never ask you to come on the pod before a fight because I wouldn't be doing shit like that either. But the other thing is because of before the fight, it's another reason because Jeremy's my boy. So it's like, I can be cool with both of you guys because I've been cool with you before fighting really started, bro. We've been doing this I've been fighting since 2003, or since 2006, excuse me. Yeah. And when did you start?
2007.
So right around then, I was watching you in the UFC. So I've always been a fan. But same with Jeremy. Jeremy's been doing it just as long and the same. So like I respect both you guys in the world of fighting.
I expect you to choose your motherfucking brother, bro.
I do.
Be real.
Yeah,
you better choose him.
But,
you know.
What am I not choosing by having you here? It doesn't mean I'm not choosing him. Like
yeah. But what I'm saying
him here right now, and he would talk to you and be cool with you.
But what I'm saying is, you're such a bro. I can walk in a room with a bunch of guys at the gym, and I find already who the killer is in the room. I can figure it just by the move and the way they talk, certain way they carry themselves. I'm like, okay, he's a killer, he's this, you know. I can pick up small things from fighters, like if you're not confident, I can fill up all these different things from just being around you 2 minutes. Yeah. Like, all right, this is what's going on. And if you're fighting my bro, I'm gonna say, hey, little brother, come here. Listen, bro, I went around that dude. He's a fucking bitch, you know. Whoop, you know what I mean? And I expect that, you know. And so I just I better pause this shit.
I'll tell you what I did. Before, because I did some work with him before we fought, and all I did was act the way you fight. I'm not going to ever pretend to know you any other way than how you fight. So what I tried to do is just move the best I could like Bobby Green, which isn't easy.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I want to see how that looks. I want to see the video for this.
I'll tell you what, the straight punches that you throw, the darts, left and right, you throw a dart this way, a dart that way, you move them side to side, inside kick, dart, it's slick.
And that's another thing part about it is you got my whole game. You know what I mean? You and TJ, you guys are fucking really like really high level when it comes to analyzing and picking up shit from guys and breaking them down. And so the only two that I really fear on a mental game, you know, I'm like, those guys are the highest minds that I respect in terms of how y'all break things and see things out. So it's like me and TJ were just hanging with each other, and he was trying to say, well, this is how I'd fight you. And he started just going in and dropping diamonds. I'm like, hey, shut the fuck up. You know? Yeah. Shut the fuck up. You know?
Yep.
You were dropping too many diamonds, you know? And the way you break me down, like, one fight I was fighting, you were commentating, I was like, I didn't even know that about myself the way he broke me down. Oh, he's wrist right on him, first and third. Oh shit, he peeped this and he peeped this from me, you know?
I love to watch your style, man. I've been a fan, and that doesn't take away from the fact that you and Jeremy are my boys, and I love watching Jeremy fight too. So I was extra hyped for that fight, bro.
Yeah.
I was just pumped to see two awesome OGs break it down and scrap each other. But this is a great example of your style, like watching you take out Ally Quinta, who's good. But this is like, go back to that 1-2, because he's got him pulling side to side right here, boop, boop, and that sets up the 1-2 down the middle. Mm-hmm. So you're so good at getting guys doing this, like following you, and then all of a sudden your shots come straight down the line, and then they're not ready. They're waiting for it to come this way or this way, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're down the pipe.
The fastest way to A to B, yeah, the fastest way to A to B.
And so, just like me too, we live and die by the sword of this style to an extent because our hands are down. So sometimes, you know, we get caught in the mix, but that's what makes it fun to watch. Light it up. It's all you. So, I don't know, man. It's just, I'm a fan of the style, the way that you move. Where did you know, people ask me the question all the time, where did I get my style from? How did it begin? And I tell them, Please tell me for me. For me, it started because I was facing 155 pounders, which are guys your size, and you guys were a little lengthier and a lot stronger and a lot bigger. And I had to find a way that you couldn't get a hand on me. And I had to find a way that your straight punches and your straight kicks couldn't touch me. And the only way was if I moved my feet, couldn't sit down and be powerful, and you couldn't sit down and shoot. And so as long as I kept moving, it made the fact that you were bigger and stronger than me a little bit more even if I kept you moving. Like I could use my speed and make myself hard to hit, right? So that's what I did. And it kind of generated a lot of footwork and a lot of head movement and a lot of movement in general. But when I watch you, you're doing similar stuff, but we have different tactics from the area, but it's a similar idea. So I had to go against such big guys that it got me moving, right? Then they made my weight class, and I adapted it to I used the same tactics, but down on guys that I could now be bigger than. When they were bigger than me, I was just trying to stay alive. But when they got to to 135, now I was the size I needed to be, and I could also wrestle.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But on 55ers, I couldn't wrestle. Like, I'm not trying to wrestle you. It's just muscle for muscle. It's dumb.
Well, makes sense. Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, right? So that's how it came up for me, is because I was going with guys way too big for me.
That's really interesting, bro. Can I say something about that?
Yeah, please.
I look at us as artists because we are mixed martial arts. We're artists, you know. I call my style poetry in motion. And one thing about it is, like, I not only look at it as myself as an artist, I look at myself like we are some guys in the past. Like, I be Jimi Hendrix, you know what I mean? You be Paul McCartney, you know what I mean? You be Phil Collins. You be a guy that, I'm gonna put it like this, and I'm black, so I gotta go racial, okay? And so I'm not anything like that, but you're the only white guy. You're the only white guy that can move like the black man. You know what I mean? And I'm like, and every white guy that, like, for instance, Sean Strickland. I'm Sean Strickland's, like, big brother. I taught that guy how to fight. Beating his ass, me, Lorenz Larkins. So he's been around black men, and he learned how to fight like black men because he's been around us. So he got these certain rhythms, timings, the way he does his shoulder stuff, and he'll sneak the little jabs.
Yep.
Got that from black men.
Spar a lot too, though.
Yeah,
that's
got it from sparring a lot with black men.
Spar a lot, right?
Yep.
Mostly.
But it's like, it's controlled sparring. It's different for me. It's like, we could play and I could just tag you, and we can still have fun controlling it without having to bust each other up, you know? Yeah. And so it's because I want it in live time, you know? I want to be able to do these things live. So I'll be practicing things in live versus more so drilling, like a drill where you drill these things. I'm drilling them live and go, my coach, oh, okay, but you're a little too close. All right, next time I try it a little bit further apart and drill it live, because that's where we're going to really be at. And doing all these things live, you get to be able to be more in the actual art of it and do it then and see if it makes sense or not. But what I was saying with you is we're all artists. And so you're one of the first artists to ever do it. You're one of my greatest top 5 guys that I've ever been. Like, my top 5 is different from everyone else's. My top 5 are like guys that impacted me. And you were the first guy that made me think about movement. But I was a wrestler also, and so you could wrestle, so I had to respect you off of just we're wrestler buddies. Man, he's got a sick-ass takedown, you know what I mean?
Wrestling, yeah.
But they wouldn't know that from you, the way you move. They wouldn't know that you're a fucking wrestler, you know, the way you move. And so you started the entire generation, bro. I don't know if you know that, like, all these kids, all these your fucking sons in terms of what you started. You impacted me on footwork. You're the king of footwork. You know what I mean? You did things that no one else has ever done. And so now, like, back to the artist thing. All right, so now we got blues, rhythm, and stuff. Well, you created rock and roll. Off of what you were fucking seeing over here, you did your own thing, and it's now this rock and roll you created. Now from there, everybody wants to do the the Dom. But then all of a sudden we got the new guy come. It's TJ. And I say it all the time. TJ, you got your shit from him. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got your shit from him, bro. Keep that shit 1,000. I'm going to keep it 1,000. You got it from him, brother. You know what I mean? And you started that shit. Mm-hmm. Now he came in. Now he created soft rock. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know, he created Linkin Park. You know what I mean? And those guys were dope too. He's dope.
Still dope. He's still a multiple-time champ with the style that
Linkin Park was sick. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They had their moment.
Rock and roll.
And so it's different eras, and now he's the next era, and he did your shit, and he won't give you it to you because you know what I mean? Because you beat him and shit. You know. But when that style came to fighting that style, you're like, bro, that's my shit. I know that better than you know it.
It's so funny that you know that because you know me.
Yeah.
So I was literally watching film.
Oh, him doing your shit.
Come on, bro.
And he's not doing it right.
No, he wasn't, dude. I'm telling you.
He's doing his own thing. It's a different variation, but I see it. Like, nah, you're doing this.
See,
you know, you're doing this.
See, you're an analyst too. That's exactly how I would break it down, but you have to fight to know that. And your style is so unpredictable and different that's what we have in common, is you can see, like, if somebody started to try to do the Bobby Green, you would be able to tell. Like, it's got its own look to it.
I see a lot of motherfuckers try to do it.
Yeah, hands are at the hips, and then you go Philly shell, and then you're side to side, and then you're shooting, and then you're teep kicking, and then you're side to side, and then you're darting, and then you'll stand in the center, and you're Philly shell, and now you're back to conventional boxing, and then you're wrestling. So the mixture is just It reminds me a lot of the same shit I did. So that's why I've been a fan to watch the style.
So back to the art. So we're talking about art. Art. Making it something that people want to see. You got to be doing stuff that people want to see, you know?
So let's say you're going through a hard time in life, which we all are. We all need some sort of support at some time. With Rula, you can go online and find a therapist. They have over 15,000 different types of therapists, so you can cater to your needs, pick the one that works best for you, whatever your situation may be. You can flow through by choosing your own therapist. This is important because a $15 payment for something like that is unheard of. And you get to choose and cater to who you choose. It's not like you're going and paying $300 a session. You don't know the therapist and you're just showing up. You get to pick and fine tune these things for yourself. And basically your healthcare provider can support you with Rula and they can get that done for you. Now, you could be going through anything. It doesn't have to be specific. You could have lost a dog, unfortunately. You could have had something going on with the family, lose a family member. Maybe you're going through a breakup. Whatever it is, there's not an issue that Rula can't deal with their therapist. They're the best in the game. So make sure you check them out if you have any issues, and God bless you on the way. Thousands of people already using Rula to get affordable, high-quality therapy. It's actually covered by insurance. Visit rula.com/cruise to get started. That's RULA.com/cruise. You deserve mental health care that works with you, not against your budget. Guys, if your lady or your fella or that person that sends you an eggplant emoji at 2 a.m. is ready for better sex, then you should be too. It never really stops. You could be like the two dogs that you can't separate. Blue Chew will give you that kind of situation if you're ready for it. So be prepared if you pop one of these bad boys. Getting hard is not the same thing as getting aroused. Get the solution that does both and more. We've all been there. You're physically at attention, but mentally you're wondering if the weird little dog is going to be scratching at the door the entire time, distracting you. Blue Chew Gold cuts through the noise and gets your head and your hardware on the same page. Don't let your mind get in the way of a good time. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Right now, when you buy 2 months of Blue Chew Gold, you get the third for free with promo code DOM. That's promo code DOM. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast.
Like, for instance, like I get into a lot with the wrestlers, like the Russian guys, and I'm trying to explain to them, they're competitors. You know, they're not making art. They're not trying to make something timeless that this is a great fight that I want to actually go back and watch later on. I can still watch her fights right now, you know what I mean? And they're sick as fuck. I felt like Jamaya, Islam's last fights, those were one of the most horrible, like, title fights I've ever seen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. You're talking about the show itself, not just if you're winning or losing. And I took pride early on in 2006, which also is where the style came from what you're saying, is I knew, man, it was Ultimate Fighter 2 when I started training. And I was like you were talking about Khamzat, they're trying to win. Certain styles are trying to win. Certain styles are trying to put on a show and be exciting and fun to watch while they win at the same time, killing three birds with one stone. I'm trying to win a decision while I'm trying to be exciting and fun to watch for the show, while I'm also trying to knock you out and get the finish. I want to hit all three of those in one style.
Yes.
And if I just stick to one thing, then I can't hit all three of those. Yes. If I focus on just the knockout, I might make it kind of boring looking for one shot. If I focus on just holding them down, I might make it kind of boring doing nothing but wrestling. But if I focus on winning the decision, I can maybe get the finish, and I can be fun to watch, use technique, be hard to find, make the fight go on, do whatever. But how do I kill two birds with one stone in one style, you know? And
I had this big ass argument with Joe. Joe's like, I like the grappling and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with those things. Like, but personally, like, I never wrestled. I never really wrestled because...
Even though you can wrestle.
I can wrestle. I started off as the first thing I did is my base is wrestling. But I understood that the audience isn't looking for that. The audience is looking for the knockouts. Those are the things that they want to see. So we have to put those things away. And so I wasn't knocking those guys who do those things, but I'm like, if you're going to do those things, you need to make them exciting. Yep. So like now lately I've been showing I can wrestle because they've been clowning me and saying, oh, you know, Sino Dakistan, Sigmund Dan said, I can't wrestle. It's like, nah, I never really even think about wrestling because I'm thinking more so about fighting. But now I'll show you, if I'm going to do that style, this is what it's supposed to look like, where you'll see me get on top. I won't waste no time trying to hit you. I don't waste time at all. I'm going after you. Where I'll see guys hugging and in positions and just kind of stalemating each other out. It's like, no, there's still supposed to be action there that makes the viewer want to see that too.
That part. That's where your style's different. And I think some would say maybe that's why some losses have happened, because you're willing to give up certain security situations to put on a good show. And I would say that's what happened with me too. On a couple of my losses, like I took enough chances that I put my head on the chopping block, literally, just to make it like, okay, yeah, let's keep this shit going. Let's keep the fight going. You know what I mean? Don't just squeeze this dude. Like, make it fun. Let's see how slick we can make this. Stay slick, stay sharp, keep the action going.
The viewer only stands win and loss. The viewer only stands, oh, well, why you have this many losses and how you do this many wins? You know what I mean? That's all they understand. They
well,
don't
except
understand.
for the viewer after the fact, but during, the viewer understands what you're doing.
True.
They do, until the finish happens, boom, and you get your lights shut out, and then they go, oh, it doesn't work. It worked fine. It was just they got caught because you're taking chances.
Yeah, I'm hanging out with the guys over at the Jackson and stuff. I got a bunch of different fighters around me, Luke, TJ, all those guys around me, and they're talking about my style. And when they're like, how you do that and blah, 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 and I go, all right, let's break it down. What I'm doing is like, first of all, you like you said, breaking these rules and taking these chances. Mm-hmm. When I fight, when I came with those, you said those 3 things you need to figure out how to kill that. Yeah. One of the big things is the style part. Is I was looking at it like I was a kid. And when I was a kid, like I used to watch the Van Damme movies. I used to watch WWE stuff like this. So I spit the water. I do all these things from these things that were entertainment for us as kids. I'm bringing it now and trying to show like we can make that if we just took that and made it real. You know? And so you used to remember the Chinese flicks and little martial arts movies and like, for instance, Bloodsport. There's a part in there where the big Chinese dude, he's like the bad guy. He gets kicked or some shit. He just goes, like dusts it off. Like, you know?
I've seen you do that a lot.
Yeah. Some motherfuckers that hit me, but I'm trying to show them you hit me right here. You didn't hit me like in a spot where, oh, okay, you got me. I hit me in my shoulder. I go, oh, you hit me in the shoulder, just to let you know. You know? And so what I'm doing in there and trying to keep this style going so I'm talking to all the guys to go, listen, when I'm doing this shit, Dom, if I walked up to you right now, and I got in the range of your punches and had my hands down, you'd punch me in my face. You'd be like, what the fuck? You know?
I'll tell you this. This is where I think you're gifted.
Don't tell my story. You don't tell my story. TJ said the same shit. He got it too. I know what y'all both gonna say.
I know what you're doing. You're feinting my ass. You're setting up a fake you for me to hit so that I can fall into a pocket and you're going to counter me. But that's not your real range. You're setting up a fake range. Your feet are here, but you lean. And you got this and this. So when I throw, your feet are here, but my face and my offense puts me into your pocket and your range to counter.
Okay.
It's slick.
Interesting.
I see you making like a shadow version of yourself in front of me when you stand in front of me. I think you're where I need you to be because your feet are there. But what I can't take into effect is you're leaning.
Yeah, I'm gonna get.
And that's extra space that you're gonna use to make me reach. And now you're countering me.
Yeah,
you're real slick with this.
Yeah.
So the only way to really try to beat that with you is you have to feint with my feet with you. If I don't feint with my feet, I'm gonna be behind.
Okay,
you.
let's break it down. What I'm doing, bro, is I'm calling your fucking bluff. I'm gonna stand right there, and you better fucking shoot. If you don't shoot, I'm gonna shoot. So you said I'm drawing your feint. Yeah, you know, you thinking you're
drawing me in.
Yeah, I'm drawing you in. But you're like, you're thinking about that. As soon as you're thinking about that, bah!
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
oh, yeah, you thought
up.
I was over here faking you, but now I was actually coming to get you because I'm calling your bluff.
So when they sit still, you fire, and now they're behind. And when they get mad because you fired, now you're going to shoot.
Okay, possibly.
Because they're attacking.
Yeah,
I saw
exactly.
you did it to Jeremy. That's how you took him down.
Yeah.
He went to hit you hard because you pissed him off.
Yeah, he put all that on there. Yeah.
Hit a double leg.
Yeah.
And that's my boy, but it's the same shit I was trying to do to him. Like, it's the same style because it's hit and don't get hit. That's the game you're playing at the end of the day.
Yeah, and so I got to tell those guys, and I'm like, what I'm doing is I'm doing something that most motherfuckers don't want to do. You know, to be honest, I'm really standing in the range and I really could get hit. I'm really risking it all. You know, it's very dangerous, you know, so I'm standing there and I'm calling your fucking bluff. Yeah, and I got my hands down, so you shouldn't be doing that either. So I'm calling all your bluff is you have to do something, you know, and the man you are, dumb, you're not going to let somebody just do that to you. You know, there's no way you're going to let me, and especially disrespect you in front of public people, you know, when all this counts. And so I'm betting on you to do certain things.
Yeah.
We're playing poker with our hands, you know, and so I'm calling your bluff and calling you to throw your fucking hand out. If you don't throw your hand, I'm throwing mine out, and it's a hell of it's something that's coming, you know? And so also what I'm doing is like, you ever seen Point Break?
Of course.
Okay, Point Break.
Great movie.
Great movie, you know? I'm fucking Brody, you know?
Yeah.
I'm fucking riding the wildest waves. Like the little chick, she's like, that's Brody. Watch out for him. He's fucking psycho. We're psycho. And it's like, we all got a bit of it, but how much do you have in there where I do something I'm literally fucking psycho, where I could throw the whole game away, you know, in this fucking move. Or I could do something really fucking cool. You know?
Yep.
It's going to be really fucking cool, or it's going to be really fucking embarrassing.
I love this topic because that's what's so dope is this is my question. How do you turn that off? And now when I go home and I'm talking to my family, how do I turn that recklessness off? Or does it just trickle right into that relationship? Does it trickle right into my kids, right into my mom, right into my family Thanksgiving meal?
I'm fucking nuts, bro.
It's the same shit.
Yeah.
Right? Same guy in both
bro,
areas.
I got one black baby mama, I got one white baby mama, I got one Mexican baby mama. My life's fucking spread it crazy. You know, I raised my kids totally different, you know, because I didn't have a mom or a dad. I never had none of that stuff. And so I learned through trial and error and what's getting me through, you know.
It sounds like you're the same exact way you handle fighting.
I never looked at it that way. See, that's why I was scared to come on this podcast. Because you can do that shit.
It's just
you're going to do that shit.
I'm asking
You're
you,
a fucking
though, like,
mental fucking freak, you know?
No, I'm really.
And so I felt like he's going to do that. Fucking mental fuck me before the fight. Like,
Listen,
yeah.
I'm curious about you, bro, how you handle it. Like, the reason is it fascinates me because I love to be the similar to you in the octagon, but then I realized when I went home, this shit is not working being the same guy in both places. Like, it just isn't working. So how do I turn it off and be the loving person outside of the octagon when I never need to bring love
got a girl?
into the octagon? I never
got a
need to
girl?
bring it.
It sounds like that's coming from your girl.
No,
and I don't
what's
know.
coming from her? No,
Because I feel like what I'm saying is, and that's not an attack or anything. What I'm saying more so is like, I feel like women try to make us be like normal, you know, when you're not a normal guy, brother. No. You're not normal. That's why you do what you do.
Well, this is why it's the question I'm in. I'm not saying that they're wrong or that I'm right or that we're right and they're wrong. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it working? And the answer is, for me, it was not. That's what
I'm getting to, is that they're trying to make me normal. It's not working, you know? And I'm trying to get everyone else to know, work around me and understand this is what's getting me there. Understand it, and understanding comes from a good place. I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just trying to be me and do the best I can about everyone.
So that's where I'm at with this. It's like, how do can I have it all? Can I be a loving person outside of the octagon? Can I switch? A yin and a yang is the shadow and the light. That's part of martial arts for a reason. We need to embrace both. How do we?
See, I think you know what you're talking about now. The thing is, you're an asshole. Yeah.
Yeah.
You are.
I can
tell. Yes, me too.
I can.
But I'm loving too.
Yeah.
You're loving. But you'll say some fucking fucked up shit. And it's not really fucked up, but it's just served cold. You know?
Good way to put
You'll just say, like, you're fucking being a bitch, you know? You're just being a bitch, you know, bro? Get your ass up. Stop being a bitch. And they'll go like,
cold,
and they'll get hurt.
That's
like, you called me a bitch, bro. Like that one time, you know, and they didn't forget about that, you know? And it's like, bro, I was just telling you how I felt. I'm just seeing what I see. You're just calling like it isn't. And so my friends sometimes, like, they get on me like that. Like, bro, you've been getting fat lately. You've been, like, you ain't doing shit. You're getting fucking fat. I can see it on you, you know? And so I'll check them like that, and I'm like, self-conscious now. Next, you know, they'll be at the gym. And then I'm like, that one time you told me I was fat and I got on my shit. But at least, hey, you got on your shit.
Yep.
But it's the way we are, is that we've been so bred around killer that it's hard to turn that off. Where
it is.
You know what I mean?
I agree. And that's why I'm in the question. I'm not saying.
But even with our women too, we're like, hey, like, I have a certain standard. So you look at her like, hey, I want that same standard from you too. And maybe not that you're going to be the best as me in those ways, but in other ways that you have a certain standard you carry yourself by.
I'm not even, you keep going back to romantic, right?
Yeah.
I'm not even
I'm talking about in general too.
Yeah.
I'm just using all kind of.
How I treat my girl is how I'm going to treat other people too.
Yeah.
The people in my loving relationships. I don't necessarily with you in the gym.
Same thing. That's
what
I'm
saying. To be in that conversation with the gym.
I'm saying everyone.
Yeah. So how do I be, you know, I can't be the guy that I show up to the gym with you when I go home because it doesn't work, is what I'm saying. Why can't I turn that off? Why is that? Why can I only have one mechanism, which is fuck shit up, say shit cold, serve shit cold, never have anything, because I'm just a crazy guy, right? We're just crazy because we fight. You wouldn't understand unless you fought. If you fought, but what if we could be both?
I'm trying to be that, bro. I'm trying to be that. I'm trying to change my community. I'm trying to show my girl that I could change. I'm trying to show people that you know me 10 years ago. I'm not the same person you knew 10 years ago. You know, like a lot of people that meet me now, like, man, you changed a lot. Like I shouldn't be in the same space I am. So I am growing. Maybe I'm not at the speed or rate that you want, but there's growth here, and I'm learning to make those transitions, you know?
But see how you can say that? That means that you see the discrepancy in one that's working and one that isn't. And that you can be a way of being that would work everywhere, but you're practicing and you're transforming in the process of
Some people ain't built like that, bro. Some like that's the psychology of us, is like sometimes when my friends are trying to give me advice and stuff like that, I'm like, I have a hard time taking it from them, because like, listen, brother, you'd break down under 20 times I tried and failed. You blew your brains out already.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
I tried 100. You just saw the 20 and you're telling me about the 20, and like, no, I've done this 100 times and lost, you know? And so it'd be hard sometimes I feel like the psychology of, like you said, kind of being normal is some of my friends look at some things normal, like, and I'm going, you tell it from me because you look at me this way, but I couldn't do that same thing with you. Because now when I do that with you and I hold you to that standard, it's like, well, I just can't lose weight and I just can't, you know?
So this is, everything you're saying is spot on for me. And what I realized is we're saying normal, abnormal. But the way I see it is my whole family would be in the normal category. Most of my friends, when I go to work, when I go to Paramount, when I go to UFC, most people, I would say less than half the percentage of the people in the world run the way that you just said we're crazy. So why would I live by that standard when less than half the percentage of the world can understand it? And how do I learn to be with the larger percentage of people, not because I'm crazy and they're not, but just because I want to figure out a way to make it work so that my life works in and out of the octagon, right?
Yeah.
That's the question I'm in. I don't have answers. I don't have any advice or telling anybody how to do it, because then I'd be pretending that I know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just doing my best exactly the same way you are. So I completely resonate with what you're saying. And then having 3 baby mamas plus 3 kids, you've started the path of transformation with that alone, bro. You asked for the hard route. So you're in the transformation. You're in all the questions. Yeah, you got to light the blunt up after that one.
You've been over here mental fucking me and shit with this shit.
You asked for the hard life, dog, and you got it. You asked for the hard life in the octagon, and then you went and you made a war life outside of it. You're in war and war.
All the time, brother.
So where does the love come in?
That's the hard part for men.
The love of the war is what you're
at. We
at.
don't get that love, brother. You know, like we'll get it from our women, you know, but for the most part, I feel like there come these little moments, you know, and I feel like when we win, but it's like, now what do you do when you're not in your normal? You're looking for that same moment where someone tells you, hey, bro, I just want to tell you, you always been fucking down for me, you know? And I really appreciate you, and you always have my back. They usually do it around my wins, but I'd rather, how do you get that same feeling, you know, of feeling important, you know?
After a loss, you're saying? How do you get that same feeling?
That's when we're done with fighting.
Oh, when you're, well, that's where I'm in that question right now, brother. Like, I'm in it.
I wonder about that, brother, and I'm like...
Well, it's everything I'm saying. That's why I'm talking to you about it. That's why I'm talking to you about it, because I'm in it, and I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying I think like you. I do. I think a lot like you, and I'm just like, okay, maybe he's got baby mamas. He's got all this life he has to live. I wonder how he's doing it. And when I listen to you, you're like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. Like the rest of us. It's not easy, man. And I like talking to the highest performers in this game, because not a lot of people in this game understand that weight of like trying to mix the two. It's like oil and water, family life, and then getting to the octagon. It's like, not that it can't be done. It can be done. That's the question, though. Could I have had it all the whole time? I didn't want to bring it into the game. I just stayed like, I made up the story that it was impossible, and I just stayed out of it. I just stayed away from the drama, bro, and focused on fighting 100% of the time. And I don't regret that at all, because it worked for me in my ways, right? But now I'm like out, like you said, I'm in that transition phase, and it's like, holy shit, like, I was just talking to them about it. Like, in the normal day of work, if somebody says something I don't like, I go, oh, we're not grappling today. Today's spar day now because you just said that. Let's just handle this real quick. Right? We're just fighting today. Like, That's it. Or we get done wrestling and he's like, yeah, you got lucky on that takedown. Okay, throw the fucking gloves on then. And we're just going to handle this and see who's got what now. Now, like, it's always easy that way.
You're fucking psycho, Dom. You're fucking psycho.
No, come on. You
are.
Stop it.
But
the
that's
same shit.
I'm saying a psycho. I'm not saying I'm not. I'm saying welcome to the crew. You know what I mean?
So now when you go home and you're talking to your mom or your dad or your uncle or your cousin, and she's going through baby daddy drama or whatever, and you're trying to like not fuck baby daddy up for talking shit to your cousin, I can't just be this crazy guy that just says put on the gloves, because he's in the percentage of people that doesn't understand that world. They don't get it. So now what, am I just going to scare the fuck out of everybody I see because I can fight? Or am I going to find a way to make it work with every single person and be what I need to be for them because I have the tools, right?
Sheesh.
I have the tools, not them.
Man, you're hitting so deep, bro. You're going so fucking deep. Let's go there.
No.
Let's go there.
I'm curious.
I'm
what
on
you
another
think about
podcast,
it.
and I'm trying to explain this to these other black guys. I'm on a black podcast, right? So like you said a normal, right? You said this like you're trying to explain that, you know, and turn that guy off. I'm trying to explain it to these black guys. These black guys are like black guys are very prideful, you know? So like, you can't call them a bitch. You can't do certain things to this. They'll get off on you, you know? And so I'm trying to explain to them is what you're kind of saying, I think, is like, when I'm walking into a room, this is the reason I don't drink, is because I walk in the room, I hear these little voices that like, I go in the room, I'll fuck everybody up in this room, you know?
Yeah.
And you got the tools to do some things like that, you know? But
and you can. And
you know what I mean?
Beat everybody up and you're right about it.
And so if someone was to be a dick or an asshole, I could go, watch, I'll show you, you know? And to be able to control that, and you know what I mean? Because they are saying some things in their world, they are the shit, and they feel like that, you know? But these are two different worlds, you know?
They don't know.
But they don't know. And so I'm telling these guys, I'm like, listen, I'm like, this is a really crazy thing, is like, I could come in this room, and I said this, I was like, I could you guys, you know? I said it, and I was like, I don't know if I can say that on this podcast or not. He's like, I don't think you can. I was like, all right, I'm sorry. But I can do that. That's what my mind thinks is really crazy thoughts, that like, I can take advantage of you like that, you know? Justin Gaethje said it like one man gonna
hold you down, two men.
Yeah, he's like, I'll be damned if that.
Old wrestling coaches, that's what they used to say. All
you know,
time, bro, it's real.
That's what we think. Like, that's the psychology that we think, is that I can take advantage of you, brother. You know, and you don't know that.
They have no idea.
They have no idea.
None. Even
and so,
big guys.
Yeah,
they don't know.
It's so crazy. I'm hanging out with AB, the boxer, Adrian Boner. We're doing some streaming stuff, and he's like, "So who's gonna box me?" And I go,
ankle pick your ass.
I'm like, me. So we want to do this thing where we do boxers versus MMA guys.
All right.
And we'll flip a coin, and whoever wins, they get to pick what they want to do.
You did this with Broner.
We want to do this.
Okay.
We're working on trying to do this as a show. Yeah, you know what I mean? So he's like, who's going to box me? I'm like, I'm going to box you.
Okay.
You know? And so we flipped a coin, and the MMA guys say I win. I can pick between MMA or boxing. You know what I mean? I'm going to pick boxing just to show you motherfuckers I can box. I'm going to pick the boxing. But whoever... And now they pick their side. Whoever goes first, we flip. Whoever loses, he stays in with the next person that comes in. I want to say if I can go through the whole boxer squad and be the first nigga to go in and not leave and let all my niggas chill. But the whole point is boxers versus MMA guys. And what I'm getting back to is, I had to tell Broner, like, listen, I know that. He's like, what? I'm going to beat shit down your leg. You know, saying all this stuff. I'm like, I know you feel that way. I understand. I get it. You're a 4-time world champion. I get that. And I never want to take disrespect from you. I mean, or disrespect you in any manner. I know how you feel about yourself, but I feel those same ways about myself too. Mm-hmm. And when it really comes down to it, if I get to, I'm gonna show you first I can box with you like the best. You know, the thing is, like, some of these boxers, like, they don't understand us. Like, we actually can fight. Like, and the cool part about it is that we go into different arts. So it's crazy that I'll go and be wrestling with some high-level wrestlers, you know, college wrestlers, and fucking doing my thing in there with them just fine, you know, holding my weight. Then go in there and be rolling with black belts, brown belts, you know, hold my weight, tapped out a few of them and shit. They're like, what the fuck? I didn't even know this guy could hang out with us as black belts, you know. Then go into a boxing gym where these sock you up. If you don't know what you're doing, you get socked up, you know.
Boxing
and go in there, yeah, it's different.
It is.
And so I'll go in with boxers and be doing the same bullshit, be doing the doing the, oh, nope, you missed. You know, playing around doing the same shit. And so they trip out when they see me. Like, I went to Floyd Mayweather gym. They did the same thing to me, bro, where they embarrassed the fuck out of me, brother. They don't know who I am, you know? And the thing about us is we're psycho, for one. We'll go straight to our killing willingly. Boxers won't. Boxers are like, well, who are you? When? So when I told AB, I want to box you, I'm going to spar with you, he's like, but, and he was like, yeah. And then he was a but. We don't got no butts in us. He was like, but why would I even get in the ring with you? It's a honor for you to even get in the ring with me. I feel like the same thing with anybody I touch in the ring with, and you should feel the same way anybody you go in the ring with. It's an honor to get in the ring with that man.
You can't transform though unless I'm willing to give somebody a shot.
Facts.
You have to.
But that's who we are, bro. That's who we are. We're open. You can hit up any MMA guy. Find an MMA guy on the streets and say, hey, you want to spar? Yeah, you go, yeah, I'll spar with you. Just let me go and get my stuff and I'll meet you at the gym. He'll do it just like that. Nah, boxers. So back to the Mayweather.
You're right about that.
Back to Mayweather. So I go in there. They don't know who I am or anything.
Yeah.
And so Mayweather's not there. All these guys are there. I'm like, hey, I'm here just for the day. I'll pop in there, gym. I just want to get some sparring in. So Roger Mayweather invited me. I'm like, cool. So I go in there and go, hey, Roger, who should I go ask somebody to do some rounds with? He's like, oh, go ask such over there, him. I go over there, hey, bro, I'm Bobby Green. You know, a pleasure to meet you, bro. Is it cool if we could do a couple rounds, you know? He's like, I'm not sparring this week. Maybe I'll spar you next week or some shit. I'm like, oh, bro, I'm only here for the day. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to go hard or nothing if you want to get some rounds.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, no, maybe you should go ask him over there. I go ask him over there. He go, how many fights you got? I go, I think I got like 30 fights. I thought I had like 30 fights at the time. He's like, oh, no, you got too much experience. I'm not sparring you. You should go ask him over there. I go over ask him, and I'm going all around the room asking everybody. They keep sending me to people, and nobody wants to box me. All of a sudden, Mayweather comes.
He's the only one, right? He'll go.
So Mayweather comes. He comes, and now everybody's hitting bags. Everybody's motivated. He's in the gym. Now guys are sparring and stuff. And so one guy comes in the ring, and Mayweather's like, get it. Somebody get in there with him. Somebody get in there with him.
They had to go.
Nobody wants to get in there with this kid. So I slide in. I'm like, hey, can I get in? Can I box? You know? I don't know. They don't know I am. I play shy. Like, hey, can I box? You know? They're like, oh, hell no. Get him out of there. You know, I'm like, bro, I just want to box.
Yeah.
Now, the difference between me and most people is a little different is that I don't use the stupid boxer cup. I don't use the headgear. None of that.
You look like an MMA fighter.
Exactly.
And they don't like that.
They don't like that. They need the cups. They need all that. If you look at all
good against them, it makes them not real.
Bro, I do this everywhere I go. I don't use none of that stuff. It's like, well, when I box with Nate and them, they all got headgear like boxers and shit. Like, I am not wearing that shit and be out there doing my thing. Ask Nate and them. Box.
I don't use any of that.
I box circles around, bro. And so, they don't let me box and shit. So the guy, he's like, man, don't embarrass yourself. I'm just like, I just want to box, guys. Like, they're trying to give me a headgear. I'm like, I don't even wear headgear. I just go in there like this. Like, they think I'm crazy. I do this at every boxing gym I go to. And it's all the black guys they always like, no, you're stupid. You're gonna get knocked out. They be saying this shit. I just be playing cool. Like, I just want to go, you know? I said, okay, I don't need the headgear. I'll just do it. They think I'm gonna get slaughtered. And at the end of the round, I'm like, I don't even think he hit me. Guys, hey, y'all was worried about me. I don't even think he hit me yet. Like, I didn't even get hit yet, but I socked him up a bunch. What's going on? Y'all said I needed headgear. Apparently I'm doing something right, you know? And so, anyway, I'm back there with Mayweather. I try to do this. They fucking boot me out the ring. They don't let me box and embarrass me. They keep calling me a kicker and a scratcher. Are you a biter and a grabber? You know, all this different shit. And so they sit me down there like, Mayweather leaves finally. He leaves. I'm like, man, I'm like, so then I go back to my thing. Going back to asking who we want to box. Going around. Finally, it's the smallest kid in the room, a little Puerto Rican kid. He's like, he must look like he about 135er maybe, you know, 145er. I'm like, man, you want to get some rounds in? He's like, bro, you're a little bigger than me. I'm like, bro, listen, I'm not even fucking trying to do that. I just want to go, you know? So we start boxing. I start boxing and everybody just goes, they're looking at me like, what the, like, they ain't never seen a nigga like me because I didn't put my hands up and I didn't do this and I didn't have no headgear and I just did.
That's wrong for boxing, all that.
And I outboxed the fuck out that nigga, you know? And I didn't have to hurt him or nothing. I just styled him and showed him he couldn't hit me and I can hit you whenever I want to hit you.
That's the game.
And so that's what it is. And so boxers always do that simple bullshit. Like, I can't stand boxers when they do that. I'm like, stop being like, so like, like conceited or, you know what I mean? We're humble, bro. Like I'll scrap with anybody.
I love to hear you say this because it goes back to how our conversation started, which is, yeah, you're crazy. You got balls. You'll walk into any of them. That is one of the most dangerous boxing rooms you could ever walk into.
That's what he
and
said.
Try to compete against anybody. In
Yeah.
I know that for a fact because
I told you we'll go to our desk willingly.
I've seen it, but that's my point.
We're that now.
And I love that you're that you can see that, right? And then I started to see towards my knee surgeries and through all my injuries that I can do that really well. But if you ask me to walk into a room and be loving, kind, gentle, compassionate, vulnerable, open, and empathetic, I would melt. It would be harder than going in and fighting the heaviest fighters on earth to go in and be loving and kind and nice to somebody. And I started to realize that, holy shit, I'm just mean as fuck.
But I said
But
you're a
that's
dick. Said you're an asshole.
Yeah, but there's got to be both. Why can't you find balance? Is the question I'm in. I can't bring that everywhere I go. It doesn't work.
You ever seen the movie Grumpy Old Man?
Of course.
He wasn't changing. You know what I mean? Grumpy Old Man was grumpy. He's old. His knees are fucking
Is that
shot.
what you want to be?
His old.
Is that how you want to be though?
Follow this. I'm finna drop the diamond. He's old. His knees are fucking done. Keywords knees. You know what I mean? You got pain. You know what I mean? You dealt with that. I've dealt with that. I remember watching you. You were my big. You went through 2 knee surgeries back. I mean, I'm saying at that time, back to back. Yeah. This is before the third one came. As you were trying to bring yourself back and fell again. Trust me, I've been watching you. You're one of my favorite fighters, you know? And I seen you go through that, and it's like, when I had my knee surgery, I'm like, Dom went through 2. That motherfucker still trying to go. You can't quit. When people tell me I'm done and over, I'm like, well, he wasn't done. Like, fuck that, you know? And so you showed other athletes a higher level or something that it's attainable, because they were telling me I'm done and I'm never going to be able to fight again. And I would have listened to them, I wouldn't be, you know? But I saw you. I'm like, he came back.
I knew that exactly what you're saying in those moments, Bobby. I knew that the guy who said I couldn't was talking about himself, and he needed me to show him he was a pussy. That was it.
You're a dick. You see? You're a dick. And bro, it's hard.
It's just served cold.
Exactly, I get it, but to the homies, they be like, bro, and as soon as when I get enough time, they'll say it to me like, you're fucking dick, you know? And I'm like, bro, you were being a fucking pussy. You were. You know? You were. But we can't turn it off. And I'm like, explaining, you can't understand me, bro. You can't understand with the things that go through this head of mine, the things that I've been through that I had to challenge myself to. I've had three. Maybe, I think 4. Yeah. If I want to count a detached fucking quad from my whole leg, you know what I mean? I've had 4.
I've had the same thing too. You've had a lot of the same shit I have, actually. A lot of similar energy.
Yeah. And so I understand that. That's why you understand me even more when I'm doing this thing at 39 years old. Mm-hmm. I've got 4 fights already in 6 months. That's nuts to be doing it, you know?
Yeah.
When I was coming in, I would get into it with certain fighters like Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill's my guy. And
I love Jamal.
And Jamal had a little spat. And Jamal was like, you're old, you're fucking washed, you're done, you know?
Why would somebody say that? Why you got to say it?
Because we were at odds at the time, and we're in it. It's love and war. It's a part of the war. You're going to shoot. So he's shooting his war. And what he basically said was like, basically tell me that, and I'm like, Jamal, and then I got into a little bit with Kevin Holland, and same thing. I'm like, yeah, but y'all young. Like Kevin Holland does it a lot too, where he'll fight 5 in a year. Yeah, you know,
he keeps busy.
But you're younger than me, kid. You're 10 years younger than me. 10 years younger. Do this at my age. When I've been doing it still do it at my age, and then I'll be like, all right, now I see what you're really made of, you know. And not to take anything from him, he's done some great things, fighting 2 weight classes. Yeah, and his regimen is crazy, you know. But I'm saying, do that shit when I'm at my age, brother.
Yeah, yeah.
Do the weight cuts. Like he don't want to do the weight cuts, so he's like, fuck it, you know. But do the weight cuts and stuff every fucking time, you know.
Yeah, you always make weight, and you always show up, and that's why you're one of my favorites to watch.
What happened with your boy? What'd he do like that? What's up with that? He missed weight. I felt like I don't know if he was.
I wasn't there in the corner, so I couldn't tell you. You know what I mean? Like I had work to do, so I couldn't be there to support that.
I was wondering if he did some funny shit or not, because it's like 4 pounds I can see, 2 where I'm like, all right, fuck, he got down to his last 2 and fucking couldn't do it, maybe, you know. But 4 is like Like I had 6 to go. I just cut half of it. I had 6 to go. And I'm like, he could have been like me and just like, fuck it. I ain't doing the rest of that shit. I'm like, or was he like, I'm gonna get heavier because like, I feel like, well, I cut from 190, you know, down to 55. When I get about 175 is where I start getting my pop back, you know? And so I'll get to like 170, 171.
Big 190 is crazy.
Yeah. I'm a fat guy. I eat freaking too much.
That's still big though. Like that's heavy. That's strength too though. It's not just fat. Like if you can get to 190, you're carrying the fat man suit and the muscles underneath it.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
That's why you get so fast. 20 pounds lighter, you're lightning now.
But I lose my pop. You know what I mean? I lose some of my
that
power
weight behind it.
Yeah, yeah.
But your speed goes
and
up.
So what I'm thinking in my head was he thinking the same thing where I can get close to that 175? Now if I hit you, you go to sleep.
I think maybe, but I wasn't there for that part, and I don't think he was trying to because I know he does not want to lose 30% of his person or anything.
That's where I was going at. That's what I was going next.
Think like I don't think he did it on purpose. I just think that weight cut, you come in how you come in. And, you know, you did your job and you showed up on that part and he didn't. And that's why he paid the 30%. So it's like, but got to tip the hat to you too for taking the fight because you don't have to. Guys don't know.
They asked me if I didn't want to take it.
And you would be in the right to not because that's a dangerous thing. Not only is the dude big, he's heavy, he knows how to hit, he's got experience, all these things. Yeah. It takes balls to take that fight and put your neck on the line.
I came too fucking far. You got me fucked up. I came too far. There's no way I'm not, you know, to go through this whole camp.
That's why you're the
do this weight cut. I didn't care if he came at 190. I'd be like, hey, take this fucking fight.
Yep.
You know?
But you're one of those guys and you got 3 baby mamas and 25 kids to feed. So
yeah, you know communities, I mean? Bro. I take care of a whole community, brother.
You got basketball teams to take care of.
I take care of a whole community. And that's just them. I got families on families from being in foster care. There's all these families that I lived with where I stayed on this people's couch. I used to live with these and I was bunking in their room. I was doing this in these different homes and stuff that now they're my family. And so when they're in trouble, I come to the rescue for them too.
So that's the love part of you where you don't show up as the crazy guy that you've been talking about this whole time. I know it because I've seen those sides of you when we're in the car and we're chilling and we're just driving around town posted up, me and you.
Yeah.
I've seen those sides of you. You don't have any of that shit, that the bravado and the, hey, I'll fucking kill you. None of that exists. It's off to the side. And so that's like, how do we embrace that when we're outside of the octagon and not just turn into the crazy guys? The question I'm in all the time now in the transition. And you'll be there too eventually because you're going to see you won't always need the ego side. That's all ego. That's all the fucking edging God out. EGO, right? And when we're in that, man, I know I'm my most powerful competitor a lot of times. But then the question is it more powerful to be in that loving mindset? I've always been in that question because how do I do that in war? Like if me and you are going to fight to the death, how do I not look at you and just say, fuck you, I'm going to fucking kill you, the end, and I don't like you? That was hard for me in when I was competing. Is there a way to look at you like, I don't hate you, I don't got a problem with you?
I don't look at it that way.
How do you see it?
When I'm looking at my opponents, they all think that, you know? I noticed that like Ruffy, like I accidentally like kind of like just a little, like we touched their shoulder for a second. He's like, and he got all like, you know,
yeah.
He was all like
feisty.
That. All their energies like that. They feel like I'm going to be that guy. And I don't never feel that about any of my opponents. I feel that we should have aggression because we're going to be aggressive to each other. But when it actually comes to the fighting, I don't want to hurt none of my opponents. I don't want to hurt nobody in sparring. I just want to show that I'm better than you.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to show you that I'm better than you.
That though. Like you got to hurt me to show me you're better than me or I'm not going to stop. And a lot of us take that, right? Like, I know I got to hurt you or you're not stopping. I know, no doubt. That's
why I feel bad. Yeah, I felt bad for the opponent, but because it's your choice and it's like, it's how much you want to take, you know? And I felt bad that I got to do that, you know, sometimes, you know? Because how much you're going to take. I thought Jeremy was going to be that way where he's going to take it. Oh, and I'm like, fuck, I don't want to hurt him that way, you know? Because I look at him as a legend too, and he's out of family, and I don't want to do harm to anybody, you know, like that. I'm like, fucking, I want him to go out fast and just get over with, you know, and so he doesn't take damage. But I know the tough guy in him wouldn't quit, and so I was like, fuck.
See, but do you see how you're battling with both sides right now? That's my point. I try to show like even the toughest, meanest people on earth, we're still battling our humanity. And trying to not resist
they think we're savages like pit bulls and kill them, you know.
Yeah, we are, but only because it's more comfortable than being nice.
Interesting.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It is. It's safer.
Uh,
Like, to be loving, I have to now worry about how you feel. If I just fuck you up, I don't got to worry about it.
Oh, it's just a lot less work. A lot less work. So back to Jeremy. And so now I'm fighting Jeremy. Jeremy's got 50-something fights just like me.
Yep.
And I think he's got like one more or two more than me. And so I'm like, how do you show a guy who has so much, maybe more experience than you? What do you give him different, you know?
More fight experience, like more fights in general, like guys who stay that busy, you know? And you did what you needed to do in that fight, and he was prepared for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude's got what it takes, you know? It's just, you showed up better on this night.
And so what I did with Jeremy is I wanted to give him something different. Each one person I fight, like, we're making a painting, we're making artwork, you know, and so I'm thinking, what can I do with him to give him experience he's never had, you know? And so I talk to them, and what I say to them, and have this relationship with you now, what's transpiring between us is how it builds into something, you know, how you take it, and what I'm saying is how it goes, you know. For instance, so like with Jeremy, there's a point in time where I kick him to the body, and he kind of wrestles me against the cage, you know, and I go, hey, so you're a wrestler now? And I'm like, oh, I didn't know you were a wrestler. So he kind of got pissed off and he hit me with elbow. I was like, come on, give me some more of that, you know? And so we're fighting, and so I'm playing that. So I've started psychologically there. Like, so he already thinks in his head, we're scrapping now, you know?
Yep.
Then little did you know, whoop. So we're going to take like, nope.
That's what I said. I said, that's what you
I'm
do.
psychologically fucking with him, you know?
Shoot, when
And
they
so-
don't expect it.
Yeah. And so then he goes in for Kimura, you know? And I'm like, you don't got it, you know? So I'm just letting it out there. He's in a bad position. So I'm over there talking to Rogan. I'm like, he don't got it, you know? So I tell him, go ahead and do it, bitch. Do it. I dare you, you know? And so he goes for it. I end up hipping around him, and I set him up for it because I was going to actually try to take like an armbar or something like that. And we end up falling in another position. And then I whisper in his, I go, you know you fucked up, right? You know you fucked up. It's because, like, what I do with people is Dober was saying this. He was saying, I'm narrating the fight.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
But he didn't get it either. What I'm actually doing is I'm telling truth. Now I'm getting into the psychological part of it. Okay. So I'm telling truth. And I started telling you this. Hey, Dom. Oh, no, you hit me right here. Oh, no, you hit me, but it was just a little graze, you know? So I'm telling you the truth. You hit me, but it was a little graze. I'm not denying it. And so I'm telling you truth. And psychologically, now you start believing me. Mm-hmm. And you're listening because you know it's true and I know it's true. What happened? You're aware. I'm like, oh, no, that wasn't good. That one here, right here. So I'll go dust it off and do that. And I'm talking to him. Nope, you missed. No. And so I'm telling him truth. And then all of a sudden in those truths, I start telling you little white lies. But I've been so truthful with you before. It's like,
And you're in the middle of a war, so you're trying to sort it all.
Yeah.
You're trying to just not get hit.
and
much less hear this
that's a
voice.
whole nother animal, is to be able to compute these things and be fighting and calculating what I'm doing during this and trying to entertain the crowd as I'm doing these psychological things that I'm setting play with you at the same time.
Even deeper than that, from what I'm listening to, I think it's the fact that that's a plan. So that's how you're, like, the whole time that's your plan. This whole thing is a big master plan that you do in your fights.
Yeah, and people said I'm mental fucking people. Like, I want to fought Dawson. He said, I'm not going to let you get in my head. I'm like, I didn't know I could get in your head. What do you mean? Like, I'm not trying to get in your head. Like, I never tried to plan to get in somebody's head. I'm just having this conversation with you, and they don't realize it, but I'm reading emotions. I'm reading things as I'm telling you these things, you know?
Do you
I'm
see
reading
how
you.
much that I'm a mirror for you?
But you don't do it. You don't say it.
I'm
but I
doing
know
it.
you're thinking
It's
it,
the
you know?
same- it's the same
I know you're
exact thing
thinking it.
you're
And
doing.
so I'm doing what the fuck you guys thought. Because you're not fucking that crazy. I'm crazy like where I'm saying it out loud, you know?
No,
and people
it's
used to yell at me and say, you're a big mouth. You talk more than you fight. But I
You're
got the most.
reading emotions, though. You're reading how they act in the fight, so you can get reads on the next move they're going to do. You can make them aggressive. You can make them mad. You can make them want to kill you. That's what I was trying to do with TJ.
Yeah.
What I did do with TJ.
They hated my style when I first was doing this, bro. They used to say like I'm too much mouthy and stuff like that. But I hold the record for the most amount of punches in our division too. So I'm the
words. So I think you said the most sentences.
the most
in any
words
fight.
and the most punching. But also the other part too, the cold part is one of the best defenses also.
Yeah.
And that's very hard to do. If you got you're punching and fighting a lot more, but then how you have a high defense also.
Yep.
And you have a high mouthpiece because why? how could I have a mouthpiece when if I was talking in front of you, I would sock you in your mouth. You know what I mean? So back to Drew Dober. So he's saying I'm narrating this thing and I'm talking to him. Then he said he tried to talk back to me. And I would, bing, bing.
Yeah.
Shut up, you know? Ain't no talking around here.
That fight
you shut the fuck up,
fight
you
was
know?
sick.
And that's what you should do to me.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up to me.
That fight was sick. And I'll say the one thing that he finally did was he bit down and knew he was going to have to eat 3 shots
Yeah.
in order to get to you. And that's what's hard about your style. Like, if we're going to catch you, if I'm going to tag you, really tag you, I'm for sure eating at least probably 2 really bad ones on the way in before I land the last one.
So I'm fighting Drew.
That's a hard
and
style.
Drew is fucking...
I was commentating I think.
I'm up 2 rounds with this fucking guy.
Yep.
You know?
You were.
Bro, he hasn't even hit me.
You were all over.
Yeah, he hasn't even hit me. The other thing is this. I just had surgery a month before that on my hand. I had hand surgery. I broke 2 bones in my hand.
You can tell your hands are wrecked.
You know? And so I didn't want to do the fight. I told them no. I was like, no. They called me. I'm like, I just got a surgery. I just had a month. I can't really punch like that. You know? And they were like, and then they called me 2 weeks later. I was like, hey, they really want to do the fight. I was like, listen, I'm not no bitch. You guys are going to call me 2 times in a row. Fuck it, I'm taking the fight. Yeah, I'm not no bitch, you know? So now I'm fighting Drew, fucking washing his ass, you know? But I can't really hit you with the pop that I need.
That one good one.
Yeah. So I'm fighting in southpaw, and I'm hitting with my lead hand. I can't really touch much with this one. And so I really couldn't hit him like I want to hit him. I'm cleaning his ass up, and Drew finally realized I'm out whooping you. Fuck it, just bite on your mouthpiece and go for the Hail
I don't
Mary.
think he realized it. I think that it's just, dude, it gets old.
Yeah.
It gets old getting popped by you. He eventually had to just say, fuck it. Like, even look at your counter grappling. This is the stuff, too, that makes you hard to deal with. It's not like you can't grapple. You got like 13 submissions or 10 submissions or something. So your numbers on knockouts, submission finishes, and decisions is almost equal. And that's what you want in MMA. You want to be able to win all the different stuff.
You know what I mean? Cleaning him up.
Like
look, I had him rocked a couple times, and that's all off of one hand. But I just gotta. That's what I said. I couldn't really hit him with the other hand.
Right. You're throwing all right hand. You're not letting your left go as near.
I'm hitting him with the left, but I just can't hit him as good as I want to hit him. You know?
Yep.
And so I'm touching more. So I'm touching him.
Yeah, your right hook is the hardest.
Look, I'm touching him more than hitting him hard. I've never really started hitting people hard to his last 2 fights.
Because your hands feel good now?
Not just that.
What else is it?
In fighting, and you could break this down, or you could understand it more, is that in fighting, like, we have a certain amount of gas tank. And so some people can run a sprint, some people can run a marathon, and some people can run a 400, you know?
Yep.
And those are all 3 different things. And so if you run your gas tank like a sprint, you aren't going to have anything else if you sprint in the round 1. You know, and so you got nothing left for the next round 2s. But now we're in a marathon now because we got 2 other rounds, and so you overspend yourself. So it has to be a calculated amount of hit. The more I put behind that, you know, the more tired you're gonna get. So you got to bring it balanced on.
A marathon.
So I try to bring the perfect amount of speed and power.
Yeah.
To touch them, just pop, instead of touch them. Touch them and touch them and touch them.
Keep your speed the whole time.
Yeah, so I can hit you all day just in case you keep coming all day.
Yep.
And so what I realized lately, like when I fought Zell Huber last, is this the first time it happened where I was like, man, I'm going to try to hit somebody really fucking hard. Like, fuck it, I'm just going to hit you really hard. Like, I'm just going to let it go. There's a point that happens where I feel like Dustin was the same guy, and then all of a sudden he just hit this point where he just started hitting guys really fucking hard, and then he started sleeping people, you know? And so where I started making the decision now where maybe I don't want to go that long. I'm going to take those risks in those ways. Just go for broke, because there's so much risk in that too. Is that if I miss and I threw all that, I'm now can be countered, you know? And so I'm always thinking about those things that you could possibly counter. Touch him here, be ready, move, boom, 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 just touch, you know? And most of the time that's why I don't get hit. But sometimes it costs me also because I'm hands down and I'm still in the pocket fighting, and it can cost you.
Yeah, but that's what makes it fun to watch. Everything you just said is so risky. Yeah, it's high risk, high reward.
But people don't understand that when they're like, some people like, so say I don't have power, but they don't realize they're not getting hit yet, and they haven't been hit by these guys. But I guarantee you, if you talk to any one of those people, like I talked to Drew, he said, you were hitting me hard.
Yes.
And like, Drew, I wasn't even hitting you my hardest, you know? But I was just touching with good touches. My coach showed me you don't got to knock nobody out with nothing crazy. Just touch them good, you know? And
bunches and bunches.
But then hey, he'll be like, hey, are you starting to touch me? You got to start putting more on your.
Down at the last.
Yeah, you got to start putting more on it now. You know, hit him with more.
Yeah.
Put a little bit more on.
That's
him,
experience, man. Everything we're talking about is just experience. You can't. That's not like you teach that to a new kid. This is how it's got to be. That comes by doing so many fucking rounds, man.
I want to go deeper now. Can I ask you a question?
Please.
Have you ever had the zone? Have you ever hit a point where in a fight where time was didn't matter?
Yes.
Damage didn't matter. You didn't feel your energy. Like you feel like you're touching, you'd be tired. Like you just felt free, gone in there. You're seeing stuff.
You're in the flow state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've had that?
Oh yeah.
How long did it take you to get that before you felt like you had your first experience in a fight? And which one was that? Can you remember that time?
First time?
Yeah.
I felt that. First time I felt that, like at a really high level, was probably fighting Scott Jorgensen when I merged the titles from because I just felt like for 5 rounds he couldn't hit me. That's what really got me to feel it. Like when I know they're trying with everything in their soul to hit me hard and they can't, I know I'm like, okay, I'm on rhythm. And now I just got to let my hands go and let everything flow. But if I try too hard at it, then I would lose it. You can't try. I just had to let it flow, right? For me, it was based off rhythm when I get my rhythm.
When you know what fight number that was for you around?
No, it was when the merger happened in 2012. So I was probably around
December 16, 2010.
Yeah, that's when it. No, that was.
Yeah, I'm saying what fight
I fought him in 2000. No, that was Brian Bowles.
How many fights
in
he had before he got to this point?
Yeah, man, 20 fights.
20
probably.
fights. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm getting to is,
yeah,
I've had little flickers of that, but I'm talking about on the biggest stages, like you said in the UFC. I'm not talking about
for titles, for 5-round fights.
Yeah.
5-round fights is the only way I really call that. Like that's where you're at the peak. That's the hardest matchups. You're either main eventing a card.
Yes.
That's when it's like when you need that.
Yeah.
In 3-round fights, you can get it, but I swear you almost need the extra 2 rounds to feel what you're talking about. In my opinion,
I agree.
It's the highest.
I've had it happen in a 5-round fight. Yeah. And so what I'm saying is, it's like it took me about a good 30 fights, 40, that I got before I got to this point where it hit me once when I fought Jim Miller at 300, where I did it there. I felt it in the Nazareth fight where I'll hit this certain point where now, oh my shit is flying. I'll just fucking, I throw 500 punches, fucking,
Yeah,
I'll
you knew his timing, you knew his rhythm, you knew his speed. You're like, you're good. I'm going to take the risks.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're just going, bam, 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 you're going. I call it autonomous ultra instinct. It's a fucking Dragon Ball Z term,
I know what you're talking about. We all watch that shit.
Okay, I just silent so if the viewers don't
we
know.
all watch that.
And so get into this free moment. So now that's what I'm chasing, Dom. Like I'm not even into winning anymore. I'm not even into losing anymore. I'm trying to get to that point where I trigger that moment, and it's like it just snaps sometime and it turns on its own. It's not something that I'm controlling. Where if I can maybe get to a point where I can control it and turn on, that's even doper, But to a point where, like I said, I'm riding this wave like Brody. I'm riding the wave where I'm searching something else. You know what I mean? It's something totally different for me. And finding that like fighter cocaine, I want to call it maybe, you know what I mean? Where I never did cocaine. I don't know what cocaine feels like, but this fucking high,
it's that flow state. Yeah, it's when you get there, and I would have a touchstone to get to that. My music was what would start it for me before I walked out. Once I would pick that song, I would play that in practice before I fought every single day for the whole camp, and I would make my walk to the octagon when I knew they were going to have like 5 people for me to fight, and I would play that song, and that song would lock me in on fighting 5 different people, and the nerves I would have of having to fight all those guys where they're going to come in fresh on me every round was so high that I made it like a title fight, because I knew there's no way I'm going to beat 5 different high-level fighters. I'm not going to win every round. I'm going to have to give some rounds up, and not on purpose, but it's just natural. They've got never-ending energy, and I don't.
Exactly.
But the goal was to make them tired and stay on rhythm the entire time, which is what you're saying. That was the goal. It wasn't win. It was, how do I find that flow? How do I find the rhythm? How do I be hard to not get hit in the entire? How do I make it hard to be hit in that entire time?
How do you get through that time? There's always been this clock in my head, like, all right, I got 15 minutes to get through,
Mm-hmm.
and you can get to a point where you're begging for those 15 minutes, like, because you don't care about time. You don't know where time is. And then like, I noticed time is there and I'm like, oh, fuck, I wish there was more time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
where you
run
got
out
so
of
lost.
time 'cause you're on, and
yeah.
then
And that's a
shit.
total different psychology where every fighter's in that, I got to hurry and get through this. They haven't gotten to the moment where they're really digging to the point where they're loving this. You got to find that space where you fucking love it.
Yeah, you're having fun.
It's a scary fucking thing.
You got to have fun.
Yeah, it's so scary. But that's hard to have fucking fun in front of these people and we're supposed to knock each other's head off.
It is, unless you're in that state that you're talking about, though. When I'm in that flow, it's fun. It's fun.
Yes.
I'm literally having fun at that point.
Yes.
But not every fight is that way.
Exactly.
Some fights are just...
So how can I get to that point where I can try to, that's where I'm journeying to, bro, is can I control that wave? Can I find that I said I'm psycho. I'm like, I hit this button and I feel like it just clicks, or I just go psycho and I'm going, all right, now I don't give a fuck no more.
I think from my experience, it's the opposite. Instead of trying to control it, I think that the way I get to it and the way guys like you and me get to it is to surrender to the fact that it's going to be there. Just surrender and then receive. The thing that people forget is like when you surrender, it's not quitting or letting go. It's letting go so that I can receive what comes after. You know, if I wave the white flag, yeah, I surrendered, right? But then you're going to give me what comes next. So I got to receive that. When we surrender in those moments to our instincts, to our mindset, to all the training we did, we're having trust and faith in the process that we put in. And we surrender to the fact that I'm never in control. All this is uncontrollable and that's okay. That's my power, is when I can surrender to the fact that I have no control, that this shit is just going to go how it's going to go.
Yeah,
then the flow state comes. But if I try to control it, that's fake. What in our life are we controlling? Like a plane could fall on us right now. We just think we're safe because we're in here. We're not safe. Nothing's controlled. So we're making it up. So the key that the reason why we get to be here happy is because we've surrendered to the fact that, yeah, we might die, but who cares? It is what it is.
That's deep.
Right? I see it as when you surrender to the things you've done in camp and you trust them, you move into your flow state. When you try to control things, it's because you're scared. So I need to control everything because I don't know what's going to happen. We're never in control. What's the point?
And so trying to get to our fighters to get that, like, we're the older generation now, brother. And so there's just new ones coming in and we need to be able to big brother them and, hey, don't forget about this. And hey, don't forget about this. Understand these things because these are the things that we left in the scrolls of fighting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You are. You're
left
building
in the scrolls
You're
of
building
fighting.
them. People are going to be watching these fights. So that was going to be the question I want to end this on is to, you know, who knows how many fights? Yeah, you might have 10 fight, 15, 20, who knows? We're just going to not put a cap on it, but we're going to say for your next fight, if we pulled up the division right now, can we pull up the division? I want to take a look at this. And I'm not saying call anybody out, but who moves Bobby Green's mindset into the flow state just by looking at the matchup at this stage of your career? You fought everybody, bro. You've done everything. And now you just want to put on good shows. You've already said that. You're not really attached to the win and the loss as much as finding that flow state and finding that performance that is just amazing and fun to watch, right? You had a great last show. And Zell Huber, just as good. Sick. So now you've got a nice little flow going. Who's the next fight that you see in this list that you like to really get that next state that we're talking about? There's 155. We need the 155 pound rankings.
There we go.
There we are.
I was going to say something a little bit wild. Ain't nobody even on the division I was talking about.
Oh, that doesn't matter. That's not
Okay.
wild.
I was thinking something crazy. All right. It's not even my idea. Okay. I never would come with this idea. People are going to fucking fry me for saying it. You ready?
Go.
A friend was in the car right now with me. He's like, I'm going to call this. He's like, I told you to call Jim Miller a long time ago. You didn't fucking do it.
The
But
rematch.
you guys didn't fought, but we fought each other. But no. He's saying before. Now he's saying, I'm going to call the next one. You know, this one's going to sound crazy, but I want you to try it. He said, Conor McGregor.
Call it out.
He's like, call out Conor McGregor. I'm like, fuck, that would be dope as fuck. Like when I moved with Nate said, I reminded him of Conor. He's like, and he told me that at sparring, and then he left. So I was like, what did he mean by that? And I sat up all night thinking about what he meant by that. So the next day when I saw him at sparring, he's like, you hit hard and you move like him, you know? He's like, if I fight Conor again, I'm going to use you to get ready for him, you know? And so I never wanted to fight Conor because I felt like that's Nate's fight, you know? And so I would never think that. My friend mentioned that. I'm like, I don't even think I'm
Think he'll
even
come
worthy
back?
enough to fight him because guys like gonna tell me, well, he's not. It's got to be a top 5 guy. He's got to fight this guy and blah blah blah. He can't just fight me, you know. And so
he might because you know you're dangerous right now. Like you've got a good streak together, but you're not like top 5. So it makes you like maybe he
thinks he might think it's easy. Is what my boy said. He might think it's easy.
Maybe.
You know.
I don't think anybody's gonna think it's easy, but you know if you listen to Connor, he knows. He's not dumb. He's like us. He knows what good fights are, what bad fights are, what styles work, what styles don't. What I would say more importantly, why it could work is because you want to put on a show and so does he.
Bingo.
That's what you guys have in
Bingo.
mind.
I'll even put my word in. I won't even touch your legs. I won't even touch your legs.
What we need is an MMA fight, not a boxing match. Okay?
Yeah,
so
but I mean, we might get clenched up somewhere, but I'm saying I will never kick his legs.
We'll say that's number 1.
Yeah, I mean.
But I don't even think we don't even know if that dude's coming
we
back.
gonna scrap.
What if he's not? What if he doesn't come back?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah.
He's
so
not even
anyway,
in, He's not even in the ranking.
I was looking at 3 names, and you could pick whoever.
Top 11. Where are you ranked right now?
I have no fucking idea, and I don't care about rankings. I worry about
once you get paid a certain amount, that's actually where you're ranked.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know that.
You know what I mean? And
so
for me,
so you don't care about the rankings. You just want to fight one of the best, right?
Yeah. I want to fight good fights. I want to fight interesting things that make shit dope. You know, I just want to make a lot of money. I want to fight everybody.
What about Hooker?
That's what I was gonna get to. I was said 3 names. Hooker's one of them.
I knew it.
I'm thinking Hooker would be sick. You know, we're supposed to fight each other.
It's a sick fight.
But he got hurt, and so he pulled out like 10 days before a fight.
That's
a
sick fight.
And so to run that back, I would like to fight Hooker. I was thinking about Hanato Moicano.
Yeah,
I'd like to fight him. And I want to fight Benil. So
Neil Dariush. Sick. Those are great
man,
call outs, bro.
You know what I mean? Give in any order. I'll
what about
take
the homie Chandler?
Chandler's already got his fight right now with Ruffy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to fight like soon as possible, brother. Like,
are you? How soon?
I want to fight like next week type of thing, you know?
Sick.
But they wouldn't let me do it and stuff.
I love
so
that.
I'm like, as soon as like I hit Hunter up, he's like, when do you want to fight? I'm like, as soon as possible.
Yeah, because no injuries from that last one.
Yeah,
Nothing.
as soon as
Nothing's
possible.
beat up. Nothing's.
We still got little things like my knuckles a little sore from
Hands are a little
punching.
sore.
You know, little stuff like that. My hands are still sore from the last fight before them. And so I had a whole camp where I couldn't punch nobody like that, you know? Until, like I said, I had to take my sparring down for that reason. But I don't work around that stuff, you know? I don't work around my injuries. We're old. I got time. I'm limited. I don't work around these things. I've had injuries every fucking card, every fight, and I just work around them, you know?
All right. So my last.
And so that's why I didn't want you to tell Jeremy shit like that. Like,
No.
well, he just said he has injury every fight.
No,
He's probably injured, you know?
I wouldn't have you on before the fight for that reason.
Yeah.
I'm a fighter, bro. I get it. I get it. And I've fought my friends before too. And like, Jeremy's my boy. You're my boy. We're all good. You know, and Jeremy respects you too. So I know it wouldn't be any issue. Like, if I
And you tied with Tirado too? Herman Tirado?
Yeah, I'm friends with them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm friends with
I fought him too, you know? I fought him too back in the day.
Okay. Yeah.
He did some sneaky ass fucking shit, bro. And so I took a fight, 2 fights in 2 days. So I fought on Friday in here or somewhere in Hollywood or something, and I'm fighting Herman on Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just booked it that way?
I don't know how it happened. I was a crazy guy. This was what I would do it, bro. Yeah. And so I fight the fight over there. So since I'm fighting over here, I can't make weigh-ins to make the weight for with Herman. And so I fight the fight. I come over to the next day. I'm in the locker room. Herman comes in the locker room, and Herman's like, no, this is our locker room. I'm like, well, my coach told me this is our locker room. And we're already finna get into it then. But when he leaves, and I'm with all my guys, I was thinking in my head, this motherfucker's huge.
He's big.
He's huge.
He's like the size of this table.
He's fucking huge, bro.
Herman Tirado's like this tall.
But
like, this big,
so
this wide.
as soon as he leave, my homie go, that's your opponent? That motherfucker's big. And I'm like, I was thinking the same shit everybody said. I'm like,
yeah.
So then now they want to check my weight. So I can't go past 165.
This is dangerous. Herman Tirado is dangerous.
I can't go past 165. And so
you weren't that big then.
Yeah.
Now you're getting to 190.
But they wouldn't let me hydrate more than 165 if I was going to come in. And so I had to fight that fight and then make sure I'm 165 the next day to make weight for that fight. And so I'm making the weight, and I look on the thing, and he weighed in at 185, little cheating ass. And so
the tomorrow trickery.
Yeah, I'm down there now, and I'm not gonna waste my fucking time. I came already down here. Yeah. Somebody's getting their ass kicked.
He knew.
You know what I mean?
He knew you're not going home without scrapping.
And so me and Herman fight. I catch him in the guillotine. I got it deep as fuck. I'm gonna choke his bitch ass out. And then he fucking sticks his fingers just all in my eye, bro. And he's digging in my eye. I'm fighting it. I'm trying to get it out. I'm looking at the ref with my other one like, are you gonna do something? Like, get this guy out of my fucking eye. Well, the bell rings. Ding, ding, ding. So we fighting or whatever. I'm fighting with the guy. I'm telling the ref what the fuck. We're all fighting. We get back. Next round, I just fucking knocked that guy out and shit.
Wow.
He's
got
fucking
my
doing
boy
that
Herman
bullshit. But
too.
we're cool now. We're cool.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy.
That's how it kind of
Yeah.
works.
After you fight, we're cool. You know?
For the most part.
Facts.
Yeah. So we know who you're fighting next now. We got Conor McGregor. That's coming for him.
Shit, any of the three, Ben Neal, fucking
Benil.
Hooker, or Renato. Renato was calling me old, but he was talking in Brazilian, and so I hit my jiu-jitsu coach up. I'm like, hey, tell me what he's saying. You know, he's saying it like your old man, but it seemed like he meant it like a good thing. He means like a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, go get him, old man. Go get him. He's like good for you. But I'm like, why the fuck you calling me old man?
It's kind of two-sided.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I get
come
it.
here. Oh yeah. Well, come fight this old man. I'll give you a grandpa ass whooping. You know. Come fight me. Come fight me and shit with that.
That's
you know.
why we love Bobby Green. That's why he's always invited to fucking come onto this show.
The other thing is like, it's different too for us in our nature, the way we are and the way we carry ourselves. Like for instance, with wrestling, we're just bred to go. You know, I break a lot of people with that, with the go mindset. And that's another thing I'm trying
you're making them rush.
That's what I'm trying to tell them that too.
You're making them rush, right? Is that what you mean? Like,
no, what I'm saying, when go is like, what I'm with these boxers, and what I'm saying is that condition wise, we're go. We can keep going 15, 16 rounds. You know, I've done. You know. And they don't, and with different guys, and people are like, what the fuck, you know, like, because I'm pushing myself that hard. Some people don't realize that's what we're also saving them from, is that cycle part of us is what we're saying is like, you don't understand like how far I'm going to push you. Yep. I'm trying to save you. Like, yeah, you might be good, and you might do good a round or two or three, but as we start keep going these rounds, it's going to get really bad for you.
I explain it like this. So you're going to do super good with me in the pool on the first step, but I'm about to drag you to the deep end, and you don't understand what the deep end feels like with no floaties. You can't touch your feet on the ground either, dog. I'm going to fuck you up. Yeah. You're not going to be able to breathe. You're going to be drowning in just the pace. I don't even got to hit you. Guys don't get that, and that's what you're trying to tell these guys and save them. Pull up that Deen great video, Deen whatever. Yeah, Deen great, yeah, we'll pull that up, and then how he's like, come on, man, like, this is an example of you being loving, trying to help people out rather than go straight into war.
And listen, bro.
Right?
You know what he was saying to me? He was like, oh, I never been laid out. You was laid out like this, you know?
7! He got laid out that night, though.
Yeah. Well,
he did. Well, this is what he's saying right here?
Yeah.
He's saying what?
He's saying, I didn't get laid out like that, you know? Like,
oh, over one of your fights against like Dober.
Yeah.
Is he talking about that fight?
Yeah.
Yep. And I hate when people do that because they're like, I put myself in a vulnerable position where I was whooping that dude's ass and got caught. And you're not going to talk about the fact that you don't put yourself in those vulnerable positions ever.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't do that. He's not putting himself on the highest level of competition stage.
Yeah. It's not only that, but what I'm even more deeper than that is like, he's touching on something that it's your work. It's your darkest point they're trying to hit on, you know? And back to that cycle thing is I could jump out the fucking window right now, crash out, you know? Crash out and make a motherfucking scene out of you. But that's that voice I be saying I told you I don't drink is that voice gets real loud. Yep. If I was drinking and say, fuck this, I'm going to crash out. But since I don't drink, I should be like, man, let that shit go. Let it go. Be normal. Don't throw that cycle aside, because then it's like, it wasn't that serious. You didn't have to do all that. Why'd you do all that? Right. And I just fucking went to jail.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. When I say when you get done fighting, Bobby, and we don't have the octagon to go into anymore, that's exactly what I'm talking about, that you're going to have to be more than not. That thing that you just explained that you're like tapping into, that's the rest of your life when fighting's done.
Man.
You just be that. You got to be that.
I'm the coolest guy in the room.
Can't be fucking
people
really
up.
I don't really
boil over it, but he's saying some things that would make somebody boil, you know, where I'm like, oh yeah, I should just jump. You know?
I was actually surprised you didn't. And guess who did it?
Tank.
And guess why?
What?
Because he doesn't get to let his anchor out the way you do. He's done. See what I'm saying?
Jeez,
He's in the second half where he can't let it out the way you do. So he ends it up, he snapped. How come you could keep it together and he couldn't when you're the active one?
Yeah, you're right. Maybe you're right.
This is what I'm saying. When you're done
Still
fighting,
dealing with that beast.
oh, you better believe it doesn't go away. You think it's gone away in any of us? It's not gone away in Tiki. It's not gone away in me. It's just a matter of can we notice it's there and work with it. You know what I mean? Not let it take us over. Because I see it different. I see it as you did not give your power to Deen. And I see it as Tiki handed his power over to Deen because Deen made him do that.
Now Deen made money off that.
That's what I'm saying. So Deen made Tiki do that to him. Tiki did not do that to him. Deen made him do that. And Deen could not, and he could not get you to do it because you didn't give him his power. You didn't give him your power. And so that's a true martial arts way. It's being dangerous enough that you don't need to use it, but still dangerous.
Yeah.
And that's because you're in the game, bro. And that's wisdom on your part to not let loose. You should give yourself credit for that because you could have, and you might have been right. Because look, Tiki did it, and nobody's saying he's wrong. I'm not saying he's wrong. I get it. But he did hand his power over to that guy for a moment, did he not?
Yeah. He even we both had matching backpacks. He didn't know it. I saw his backpack for a second. I thought he had my backpack because I had $20,000 in cash in my backpack. So
and then you wonder why you're losing your money to fucking women and jewelry. Come on, man.
Sheesh.
Carrying around bags of money.
And so I see that he had my backpack. I think, well, he thinks it's his, but it's mine. So I'm like, hey, you got my backpack? And he's like, no, I don't. So now we got a bit of a confrontation now too. Yeah. And I had to still be patient and go, bro, that's my fucking bag.
Was it?
Bro, yeah, it's my bag. You know what I mean?
With the money in it.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Did I have the money in it or not? I think my homie had my money at the time. But I'm just telling him that's my bag, bro. Like, and trust me, if it was my money, I would have snatched him up, you know? So my bro had my money in his hand. But I'm like, that's my bag. And I'm just realizing for him to get it, just being patient, you know, and let him get it instead of making myself look stupid in public, you know, because he is a littler guy to me. Like, why would I do that? Like,
but that's my thing. When you're done fighting, are you going to be able to hold that back? Because you're not going to be letting it out the way you are right now.
That's what I'm saying. I believe I'm a loving individual, bro. Like, I don't got no negative bone in me. Like, when I'm usually the person that fire off on you, it's that one person, fucking Mike from down the street, that he's a dick and an asshole and nobody likes this guy. And then I'll be the new person coming on the block. And me and Mike meet each other and I'm like, who's bah! I end up socking him, you know?
I'm the one to teach Mike a lesson.
I'm that guy that runs into Mike and that time, you know, but it's usually the one that everyone gets into it with. He just bumped into you today.
That's where we get along.
And that's when I try to bring the world back to balance, you know.
See,
that's
you
what we're needed.
People too, though.
That's what we're needed, you know, to bring the world back to balance, you know. I got a bunch of motherfuckers that hit me up from back in those days and was like, because I was with the guy, like, if you were a bully, I'd fuck you up. If you just played around me, I'd fuck up all the bullies because those are the tough guys, you know.
But you didn't do what you did here with them. You pulled back and were like,
I'm
cool.
sitting back when I was a kid and shit.
Why were you cool here?
Because it's not called for. This is for the stream shit. And I'm not finna embarrass myself.
Put this on real quick. Let's hear what he's saying. While you talk, tell me what you're telling me.
I'm not gonna embarrass myself, you know. Some people are like that.
7. Get the fuck out of here.
You got 7 fights.
My house, everything I got. I'll be the fuck Bobby.
It's been 15 per.
My house, everything I got. Put your Grammy trust fund, everything you got on the house. I beat the fuck
Got
out.
7 fights the way he's talking. 7. And he lost one, but he said it wasn't a loss because the dude
Money where your mouth is.
Yep, there it was.
So yeah, I got the money in my hand, but now he gets the backpack.
He put out cash like Floyd.
Put your money where your
And
mouth
so
is.
I'm down like that. I'm down like I'm really about what everything I say.
Doing it, you're not just snapping, though. You're putting something on the line.
He went to the bank
You're
and
not
said,
just
give me
snapping.
everything
It's
I
not
got.
free.
Listen, my nigga, I own a strip club.
Because that's how serious I am.
Take it. Why didn't you take it?
Because I'm calling your bluff.
I told Bobby, look, I'm gonna
Shit get real when you meet a real person. That's what I'm saying. I'm really real like that. Like, well, we could really do it right now. I was telling him, like, I'll get my gloves in the trunk if you wanted to do this. Like, let's go do it right now. Like, let's find that out. No, let's not argue about it. Let's not do this talking. And same thing when I got into Armin. I'm like, hey, Armin starts wanting to talk. I'm like, hey, we'll do something. Do it. him and 6 guys, and like, then they didn't do nothing. I'm like, all right, well, we're not gonna do this because I don't want to do the talking. We don't even got a language barrier, so we're really not gonna talk. So I was like, man, bro, this is back. We're not gonna do nothing. And so then they didn't want to fight. But then later on, when I caught them later on, after they didn't try to kind of attack me, I was rolling heads. You know, now they're fucking running around and we're gonna scrap now.
Yeah, it's just you're just ready to do it. And then at the end of the day, it ended like this. Your boy just
elbows.
look
I
at
ain't
you
doing
laughing.
that.
You know
I ain't
what's
getting elbowed
coming.
again, nigga.
Nigga, don't tell him no L's in my house.
Huh?
Tiki was a retired MMA fighter.
Rampage is trying to tell him.
Yeah.
Okay,
Rampage, hell this, bro.
You tried that. Look, your arms around him. You're really like trying to help
prepare
him.
for this. I prepare for this.
Rampage, you didn't see me do how I do these.
I'm trying to get on the stream so that I can have just a little bit of a reality check with him, you know?
Did it work? He wasn't streaming. Like, did he?
Still feel the same way. He's still the same way. No, it hasn't changed anything. That's what I'm saying. But now I'm trying to get him to prove it, you know? And he's like a little slippery snake.
How do you not learn from this?
No, that's what I'm explaining to you. Like, we're a little bit hard-headed. We're different. You can't teach us that way. You know, we're very prideful, and so you can't teach us that way. You got to show me. You got to show me.
He did. He got showed.
No. Like, we need ass whoopings. Like, we black folks, we get our ass whooped. That's where we kind of come from. That, you know, being in slave times, you got whipped. It's kind of like the way we kind of get used to kind of get putting back in line. And so I got to whoop his ass for him to get like, and then he'll kind of like calm it down. Now he'll realize there are some threats out there, but sometimes you get too far.
Him and he didn't learn still. He got folded this night.
He got to the point where, all right, I'm going to move it around certain MMA fighters, you know? Certain MMA fighters.
Oh, yeah. So you taught him something.
I don't know. I don't think so.
That's hilarious.
He doing it all. These kids do it for the shit for the stream, bro. They don't give a fuck. They're doing it for the stream. It's about going viral. He made the most money he's ever made right that moment.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And so, like, it's crazy how that happens. Like, the time that I got knocked out with Roofie is the first time where I felt like, all right, I can leave fighting now and I can be done. I bought a strip club and I'm done. Like, but everybody else is bringing it as my saddest moment. But I always remember that moment as my biggest moment where I was actually financially free from having to fight.
I get it. Yeah, that's what happened to me on my last title fight. On one of my last title fights. Like, I made the most money I ever made. It didn't go the way I wanted, but that's how it goes sometimes. You take the risk and then...
It changed your life, that last moment, you know, and you needed that, you know, even if it's your downfall, it's still up about it too.
Yep.
I appreciate you, brother. It's an honor to be here, man.
Been a fan of your style for a long time. I'm so glad that you came. Thanks for being here, and thanks for fucking being a showman out there, not just showing up to win, but to put on a show. Make it fun to watch, bro. Your style's sick.
That shit means the motherfucking world coming from you, my nigga. You're one of my favorite fighters to ever fucking do this shit. You know what I mean? Out of everybody that does this shit, you're one of my top fucking fighters in the world to ever do it.
Real recognized, real people.
Facts.
Love you, dog. Thank you.